Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. This is starting to get kind of fun because I think for years we could comment on a place and say, okay, it's a good deal, or, there's still hold back on offers. But for the first few months of this year, it was like, even if it's a good deal, they're holding back for a week and they're going to sell it for $50,000 or $100,000 more. We're not in that kind of environment. I'll tell you, there's awesome stuff in this episode. It's a really fun one. Excited to talk about it. Probably more than I've been in quite a while, to be honest. So let's do this. Now, after I said what I just said, I thought, okay, now here's the first one that I'm going to kind of rag on a bit, because $485,600 for this one on Woodward. You can buy condo townhouses right now, like even the 4-bedroom that I talked about earlier this week that the offers are anytime. I like that this is an end unit, but it has no garage. It's surface parking, which means you only have one parking space. With the garage, you've got the garage plus the driveway, and most families these days have 2 cars. So that's a hit. The baseboard heat, value-wise, takes a bit of a hit. A lot of times it's more expensive to heat these homes with the electric baseboard heat than it is with gas. So nothing wrong with the finishes here. The location is nice. It's right in the heart of Dorset Park. There's lots of green space around. But when you can buy homes with garages and gas heating for the same price, you're dead. That's the way it is. And they're holding back on offers. I don't think they'll get anything. Now, if you look in the list, Cargill Path, Hillsview End, so $599 holding back on offers. And then if you go a few more down, I'll talk about that one in just a second. Herman Way, Hillsview End, $699. Then we've got another one on Mortimer, Hillsview End, $699. So there's 3 models here. This one says feels like a semi. Well, it's not. It's an end unit townhouse. That's a tough game to be competing against 3 that have listed on the same day. Obviously, the $599 is going to get more showings and more activity. These at peak were selling at $750. One of them sold at $7, and it's kind of been a little bit of a slide since then. I think most townhouses are down from peak numbers, probably about $75,000. A lot of detached homes have probably slid $100,000. So that's a rough rule of thumb. From whatever you think was the top price for your home, that's roughly what's happened. Why? 3 times the inventory. That's pretty much the story. Okay, so I'm going to circle back to this one here on Hepburn. 1987 square feet, right around the corner from this one on Zielinski with a pie-shaped lot. This model sold for 8 something. So we're at $668 on this one with no hold back on offers, and the agent is offering a 4% commission. We talked about the bonusing a few times in the last week. That's a huge premium. That's like a 40% pay raise for the agents that are showing a home like this, and it looks pretty good too. So almost 2,000 square feet with offers anytime, and a 4-bedroom semi-detached. I mean, we've got a townhouse at $650 that's very nice on Higginbotham. But, I mean, if you're comparing the two, there's no comparison. This is a 600 square foot larger house. We have a finished basement on Higginbotham, but I looked at this and thought, man, this is a game changer. If it doesn't sell for more than this price, there's definitely ripple effects that could happen. So this is like ring the alarm kind of deal. Now there's a couple of homes on the even number on Martin Street. So this one here, 370 Martin. I think $795 is high for something like this. Single car garage. You're on a 57 by 142 foot lot. You could walk to Taco Bell, which is good. I remember seeing this home back in the days when it was like $250,000-$300,000. Anyway, you've got this one here, and then you have another one here on Martin. To me, this one's a better home. Deeper lot too, 229 feet. But behind here is the Meritor land. So there's, how many acres? There's 40-something acres. Environmental cleanup on that is probably $15 million. But anyway, the point is that you may have something going on behind either one of these homes maybe not in the next year, maybe not in the next 5 years, but at some point that land is going to be turned over, cleaned up, and used for development. Now, I knew about this one a few days ago. The thing about the local Milton agents is that we share a lot of information together. There's a private little Facebook group where we say, hey, guess what? We got this coming out. It's a big advantage. So as a buyer, when you work with somebody like us, or even, a handful of other fantastic agents out there in town, you're going to get the heads up on this stuff. But Hawthorne Crescent, double garage, bungalow, and a pool, and a nicely renovated one. This to me is like, what else could you want? Even bungalows are that kind of special home where even somebody who's like younger, they say, yeah, great, bungalow, perfect, but it lights up. The older you get, the more appreciation you have for a bungalow. It's a great looking kitchen. The basement is probably, I would say, not as high level as upstairs, but the bathroom still looks good. Got a pool, you get some privacy in the back. It's a quiet street. This one is fantastic. And the price is good. They're holding back on offers. I like in the description where they list windows, furnace, panel. This thing is looking good. Salt cell, right? So you've actually got a saltwater pool too. Just easier to maintain. This is great. So we talked about this whole 4% commission. And again, just if you didn't watch the other episodes, when I help someone buy a home, typically more or less I'm offered 2.5% of the price of the home, of which there's expenses, royal page and taxes and all the rest of it. But that's what's typically offered out there. This is the agent's fee if they bring us an offer we like. This one on Clover Park, now it's the same model as the one we have on Sunnyvale for the same price. It doesn't look nearly as nice. So it's almost like before and after. Those are original kitchen cabinets. This is the before version of Sunnyvale. And it probably, to be honest, helps us sell. There's more finished space in the one we're selling, backyard to green space and so on. But here's the point. They're offering 0.5%, which is a 20% of regular fee, right? So they're saying, look, bring a buyer to my house and I'll give you this much. Everyone else is giving this much. And Hepburn is giving you that much. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, would you even show up to work if your boss said, look, times are a little tough right now. Would you be willing to take 20% of your paycheck? You'd be like, get lost, man. Or I'll get lost. I'll go find another job. That's the problem with this, is that you cannot skimp on the buyer agent fee because they're your best friend. The buyer's agents, as a seller, can be the people that unlock the possibility of selling for you. Your listing agent has a role, but the buyer's agents are equally important in your life. Then we move into some heavy hitters, nice looking homes. So Stringer Circle. If you don't live on Stringer, there's no need to go on this street. The Twilight Shots. This is where the agents step up. The good agents, they step up. They know what they're doing. Look at that. So you've got kind of a triangle shaped lot. Kids can play outside, play hockey. Fantastic. I don't know. There's a couple homes in this episode that have drones. If you get caught, that's $25,000 in town. You can go rural and do it. There's one on 4th Line I'll talk about. But in town, I don't know how these guys are getting drones up in the air because we love our drones, but they've been grounded for about a month now. Anyway, this one, so there's some Berber carpet. I think most people like the hardwood, but there's a great light fixture there. It's not my favorite layout. I'm not super excited about the floor plan here. It's an Arista home, but there's a finished basement, and like I said, the lot is unbelievable. $949. There's a ton of stuff in this list that I'm really, really excited about. A lot of money spent on this one. Cabana in there too. You've got sunsets right off the escarpment too. So fantastic. Then you go to something like this on Wettlaufer, 2,700 square feet. The driveway looks kind of interesting, especially against the stone outside. Good solid floor plan here. Great looking kitchen. That little turret here is actually up in the master bedroom too. And you've got you can see out the windows here, and you know what's coming is there's some green space behind this home. So yeah, fantastic. Another good one. Now I don't even think they have fences here. So, well, they have like a chain link fence, but it's not the same as a wood fence. These are good deals for under $1 million. Fantastic. So even this one on McCready, it's not very big, but probably 2,400 square feet. It has a detached garage, which means this is your backyard right here. And they did this kind of 2-pane thing. So you would see a reflection from the street, but you would see through this. This is like police interrogation glass. And inside finishes are looking good. Solid finishes in this home. Personally, to me, I think there's more value in the other two that we just saw. But there's definitely nothing wrong with this. I like the monkey photo too. Imagine monkeys looking at you in the bathroom, looking like they're laughing. So anyway, it's a good home. Well kept. Now, I don't know how I missed this. So this one on Sydenham is relisted for the same price, but I don't know how I missed this thing. This might be the coolest thing I've seen in a long time. There is a wrestling/boxing ring in the basement. How fun would that be for a party? That's incredible. I don't know if it's included or not. It doesn't say in the listing. That almost makes me want to buy the house just because they have that downstairs. So, and this list is just really, really solid. So Parkway, I mean, you've got, Parkway, Campbell, Halton, those 3 streets right across from EC Drury. These are massive lots. And I think that this area, streets like Given Lane, I really think there's such a bright future for them because they're the biggest lots in town. Even bigger in most cases than downtown, bigger than, I mean, you've got some big lots over on Victoria and so on, but the standard 66 by 132, these are bigger lots in this area, which means mega homes. So 30 years from now, this little pocket, and you've already seen there's some beautiful homes over like on Ontario and even within here. We have clients that own one right at the end of Parkway that basically 6 acres owned by the original family that settled in Milton. But this is a nice little pocket here. I think it's going to continue to gain and appreciate value. So quickly, this one on Ferguson kind of made me laugh. First of all, I think the price is just not in line with what else is out there. I mean, you have some pretty hard hitters, 1 to 1.5, or like 1.15, 1.2, 1.358. But they listed this one at 1.357, and then they did a price change, and that kicked in a reminder, and I saw it again, and they put it 1.358. Like, are you serious? Like, is that really going to make a difference? Oh, no. We need $1,000 more on that price. Come on. So last one on Fourth Line. They had this one for sale a couple years ago. Here's what I like about it. And you can kind of see it. There's a water slide on this one. That is cool. And the home looks fantastic too. It's a great looking home. Look at the size of that. It's huge. It's a huge shower. It's a family-sized shower, even though showering with your family is not recommended. That you could fit, or if you have an alternative lifestyle, that could be fun too. So, bit of a mix of country, bit of a mix of modern, lovely home. So that is the list. Tell me that's not a great list, and tell me that it's not fun right now to be a buyer. And there you go. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here again with more Milton Daily Homes.